did we do
I
it right?
promise to only take 5 minutes.
Okay.
I want to remind everybody here that at the end of the day, there are issues that we all agree on, and guess what? We're 50 people here. That means there are 57 different opinions about other things. And we have to be very wary of the difference between the things that we all agree upon and discuss that, and the fact that we also have different political opinions. And I don't expect everybody here to agree with every single government opinion. Because in Israel we're a democracy, which means that, 30% then voted for the coalition government that we have, which means that 70% didn't vote specifically for this in some way, and that's what democracy is about. We have here coalition governments, we have diversity of opinion, we have opposition which is very open, it's assertive and it has an opinion, and then there's the government policies. They're the ones who are voted, who are running it, we can agree, we can disagree, that's part of where we are. I sit here very strongly as the official government opinion. Not only did we not lose the war, we won the war. Not only that, Hezbollah lost the war. And now we're in the hindsight of a year. Now I said that and you go, wait a second. I've been reading the news for the last year and they told me otherwise. Not the government. So the government doesn't know how to get it out? No, I guess the government doesn't know how to get it out. Are we good at what we do? Sometimes better, sometimes worse. It's not always easy at the end of the day to get out the government policies. As I say, we can say it in one way, and the opposition is going to say something else. And a year later, because just right now we're starting to talk about Lebanon a year later, let's look at the full picture. And in that full picture, you can either agree or disagree, and then you have to find where you are and how you're going to represent it. I can't tell you what to do. But there's no question now that following a year, the issues which have come out here are much more stark. Both the issue of Israel's right to exist, but the issue of Iran standing up, what Iran says about Israel, became much more stark because of the Lebanon war. So you all go, oh, that's one of the bad outcomes. And I say, no. That's something that was under the table and was bad for Israel, is out in the air, and we're all talking about it. And we're trying to address it. And we're trying to point out that Israel should not and cannot be alone. That the issue of the delegitimization, I won't say that word on television ever. You'll see me avoid it. That type of talking about Israel is exactly the sort of thing that we have to understand and realize has come out. That for the first time when you go up north, you see the Lebanese army. None of you here were alive when the Lebanese army used to be deployed on the northern border. That Lebanon is going through hard times, but these hard times have potential. That the issue on the table now of the extreme groups who are the extremists against the moderates, this argument has come in the aftermath of it, and they're not winning. The reason they're so harsh and extreme, the events of the Hamas become because out of their problems, not because they're good. Not because that's the end result. They're struggling. What's happening in Iran now are struggling. Is it easy to fight against extremists? No. Are we promised to win? No. But we're very strong. There's no question that we'll exist. And I say that because what happened in the last year is that we started to question ourselves. Are we strong enough? Of course we are. We won the last war. We did not show it. We learned a lot of lessons on what a war is nowadays, certainly the type of war that we fought last summer. But that, don't belittle it in any way whatsoever. As I said, we won and they lost. And for the international community and our position in the international community, the position vis-a-vis Lebanon, the strength and the commodity of the state of Israel itself, these are things that we're allowed to stand up. I keep hearing that last year was the best economic year of Israel despite the war. Can we look at it in a different way? 2006 was the best economic year Israel ever had. We're a very strong country. We stand up to challenges. Our resources at the end of the day are in our minds. We know how to think of things and to innovate things. And we went through a war which wasn't what we expected, let alone the rest of the world. But that doesn't mean that in a year later we can't talk about what we achieved and where we're going. The controversy within Israel, hey, I live in it. Not only am I the government spokesperson, I'm the Prime Minister's media advisor. Wow, I live in it every single day. That's where we are, okay? You have some ups, you have some downs. He may or may not get through what's happening, but that's domestic challenges and political challenges, and I am proud of the fact that the state of Israel, in such an open way, has these open debates about where we should go and what we should do, but separate that from the fact that Israel last year had an amazing economic year, and it wasn't despite the war. It's because we're strong, And we are going forward, and the issues are coming out, and the international community, the ones that we do have a dialogue with, are understanding a lot of the problems that before were under the table. So we're going forward. Have all of our problems disappeared? I'd say not. Are we perfect? Most definitely not. Not only do we have warts and pimples in going forward, but at the end of the day, the Jewish and democratic is the fundamental issue which goes together with the issue of our legitimacy.